Okay, so imagine this for a sec. What if everything you thought you knew about, like Peter Pan, what if it was all just a beautifully crafted lie?
Ooh, okay. Intriguing start.
Right. Like, what if Neverland wasn't this amazing dream escape,
Yeah.
but actually more like a gilded cage?
The cage. Wow. Yeah, that's a seriously unsettling idea, isn't it? Because we're so used to Peter Pan being, the icon of eternal youth, carefree fun.
Probably. The ultimate symbol.
But if you start peeling back the layers, maybe looking at it with I don't know, a more critical eye, a psychological lens, you definitely start seeing some pretty dark, maybe even manipulative stuff under the surface. It just flips the whole thing.
Exactly. And that flip is precisely what we're diving into today. This is the Deep Dive aPodcast, powered by NeonKore Media.
And we are getting into The Boy Who Stole Time. It's this really radical reimagining of the Peter Pan story.
And it comes from Daniel Bates, the creative mind behind adanielsvision.
Yeah.
Now, Bates might ring a bell for some of you listening.
Yeah, we talked about him before, didn't we? Way back in episode 06.
That's the one. Twice. Saved my life. That was such a raw, really personal confessional he did, sharing so much about his own life.
Oh, absolutely. He really laid it all out there. Super vulnerable, unfiltered. But what's so cool about this project, The Boy Who Stole Time, is it shows a totally different side of him, his fictional imagination running wild.
But even though it's fiction, right, it still feels like it's layered with this emotional truth.
Definitely. He's using this fantasy world, this Neverland backdrop, to really tackle some massive ideas, big stuff, like power dynamics, the whole concept of time.
Yeah, and that fear, right, that really deep fear of moving forward, of growing up.
Exactly, that fear of facing what's next. So yeah, he's deconstructing all of that within this reimagined Peter Pan story.
So yeah, buckle up, I guess, because we're about to seriously challenge, well, probably everything you thought you knew about Neverland, the Lost Boys.
Oh, and especially Captain Hook. And that ticking clock, that iconic tick-tock.
Oh, yeah. Because in Bates's version, those things aren't just slightly different. They're completely flipped, inverted, given these intense, kind of chilling new meanings.
It's way more than just a retelling. It's like a whole reevaluation, a psychological deep dive, really.
Yeah.
And it forces you to ask this really provocative question. What if the guy we always thought was the villain?
Hook.
Yeah, Hook. What if he was actually the only one trying to, save everybody?
Whoa, okay. Let's get into it. Let's start with Neverland itself.
Yeah.
Because the way Bates describes it, it's not the sparkly paradise we remember, is it?
Not at all. I mean, sure, on the surface, it still kind of has that whimsical vibe, right? That feeling of being untouched by time, like a perfect memory trapped in amber, sort of.
Yeah, like a snow globe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Bates pulls back the curtain, and he reveals its true nature. It's not a paradise. It's a gilded cage, a beautiful prison.
A prison. Wow. And he describes it as decaying, dreamlike, a soft-focused nightmare.
Yeah, that phrase, soft-focused nightmare, that really stuck with me.
Yeah.
It's suspended in this weird perpetual stillness. The air is heavy, nothing moves, the leaves never fall, the sun just hangs there.
Creepy.
Super creepy. And the reason for all this unnatural stillness, this total lack of, normal progression, it's Peter Pan.
He's the one controlling it.
He's the one manipulating time inside Neverland, basically trapping everything and everyone in this endless loop. He actively stops any natural growth, any real change.
Okay, that's where it gets really horrifying, right? This idea of a self-sustaining psychological loop or a dream prison.
And think about that. Self-sustaining psychological loop. It implies that the people trapped there, their own minds become part of the prison.
They buy into it.
Yeah. They get so caught up in Peter's whole eternal youth is awesome narrative that they actually help keep themselves trapped. They don't even realize they can leave, or maybe don't even want to anymore.
Because time there is just still, soundless, which sounds kind of nice at first thought, right? No deadlines, no getting older.
Right.
Yeah.
Endless playtime. But then you really think about the implications. No progress, no change, no learning, no future. Just now. Forever.
Ugh. And this control, it hits the Lost Boys the hardest, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. These are kids recruited from the real world, often kids who were maybe neglected or going through trauma.
Those vulnerable kids.
Exactly. They get pulled into Neverland, and then they just stop aging. They don't mature. Physically, emotionally, nothing. And it's not like they choose this. It's a trap, an unbreakable one.
Their bodies literally can't grow up. They're stuck.
Completely stuck. Arrested development, literally.
And the consequence of that. Bates really focuses on this, and it's heartbreaking. They slowly forget everything.
Everything. Their past lives just fade away. Think about that. Forgetting your own mother, your family, your home, your whole identity before Neverland.
It's like an erosion. He calls it nostalgia becomes a weapon.
Yeah. It's used against them, isn't it? To keep them from wanting what they lost because they can't even remember what they lost anymore. It's psychological warfare, basically. So insidious.
Just systematically erasing their memories, stripping away anything that connects them to a life outside Peter's bubble.
They become hollow. That's the word he uses. Hollowed out. Victims of this ongoing trauma. Identities totally stunted, stuck as kids forever.
And some are totally brainwashed, believing growing up is like the worst thing ever. A disease.
Right. They fully buy into Peter's fear narrative. But Bates also hints that some of them are starting to notice things aren't right. They're starting to feel the cracks in that perfect facade.
Sensing that maybe this eternal childhood isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Exactly. That maybe something is really, really wrong here.
And that's where you start wondering, is there any hope for them? Can they ever get out? Or are they just too trapped in that mental prison?
It's such a gut-wrenching idea. Children being hollow because they can't remember where they came from. It just twists that whole innocent idea of childhood.
Yeah, it makes childhood seem less like joyful discovery and more like enforced ignorance, like being
psychological paralysis. Yeah, it's heavy stuff.
Okay, so Neverland is this beautiful, terrifying prison. What about Captain Hook? Because this is where Bates just completely flicks the script, right?
Oh, massively. This is the core of the whole reimagining, I think. The huge reveal, the shocking truth, is that Hook wasn't always the bad guy. He wasn't born a villain.
He was one of them.
He was James, just another lost boy, part of Peter's crew.
No way. So what happened?
Well, unlike all the other lost boys who stayed exactly the same, James started to feel time passing. His body, for some reason, started rejecting Neverland's magic.
He started aging.
He started growing older, maturing, developing in ways that just weren't supposed to happen there. He was the glitch in the system, the first sign that Peter's perfect illusion wasn't so perfect.
Wow. Okay, so how did Peter react to that? I'm guessing not well.
Not well is an understatement. Peter saw James aging, this natural process, as the ultimate betrayal, like a betrayal of the whole Neverland Pact.
Because Peter sees growing up as a disease.
Exactly. It's a threat to his control. So he didn't just ask James to leave. He violently banished him, labeled him the enemy, made an example out of him. Total excommunication.
That sounds traumatic.
Incredibly traumatic. And get this, when James was thrown back into the real world, time just slammed into him all at once.
Wait, like he aged instantly?
Boom. Years of aging, maturity, development hitting him in a single moment. Imagine going from lost boy to adult, overnight, carrying the weight of all those lost years suddenly forced on you.
Oh my God. The psychological whiplash.
Right. That experience is what fundamentally creates the Hook we see in Bates's version. He's not the cartoon villain.
No mustache twirling.
No, he's this reluctant hero. He's mature, complex, conflicted. He's haunted by guilt, leaving his friends behind, He carries that burden.
So when he goes back to Neverland, it's not for revenge.
Not primarily, no. It's a redemption quest. He wants to free the others, to get them out from under Peter's thumb, break that cycle of stolen youth.
That's actually really heroic.
Yeah.
And his strategy isn't just to fight Peter.
No, it's smarter than that. It's not about brute force. He needs to show the Lost Boys the truth. Win their hearts and minds, help them see that a real life, a full life, includes growing up.
Wow. And the Hook itself. That iconic hook.
Okay, so the story goes that the Hook replaced the hand Peter cut off.
Peter cut his hand off. Why?
As punishment for James daring to try and leave Neverland. So the Hook isn't just a weapon, it's a scar. A permanent reminder of Peter's cruelty and what James went through.
That makes so much sense. It reframes everything. And then there's this other element Bates introduces, this clockwork heart.
Yes, this is brilliant. Hook literally carries time with him. He has this clockwork heart ticking in his chest. Apparently it's a fragment of Peter's own time-bending magic that James somehow managed to steal or absorb during his escape.
Whoa. So he's just like the physical embodiment of time in Neverland.
Exactly. Bates calls him a radical act of acceptance of time. He's not just fighting Peter, he is the opposite of everything Peter stands for. He's embracing growth, change, the very thing Peter fears and denies. He's temporal reality walking around.
A radical act of acceptance. I like that. It makes him the living antithesis to Peter's whole deal.
Totally. He's fighting for time, for natural progression, for what it actually means to live a complete life.
Okay, so if Hook is this complex, reluctant hero, that means Peter Pan, our classic hero, gets turned into the antagonist.
Completely. Forget the playful trickster. Bates paints him as chilling, manipulative, an obsessive ruler, even calls him a possessive, godlike entity controlling Neverland.
Wow, so what's his motivation then, if it's not just being mischievous?
It's fear. Deep, crippling fear. Fear of aging, fear of change, ultimately a fear of death.
He sees growing up as a disease.
Exactly. Something terrifying that threatens his power, his whole carefully constructed reality in Neverland. He's not just trying to stay young himself, he's forcing everyone else to stay frozen with him because of his own existential terror.
So all that charm, the whimsy we associate with Peter Pan.
It's a mask. According to Bates, it's a carefully constructed facade hiding that deep fear and his absolute need to dictate others' lives.
That's incredibly insidious, using innocence as a weapon.
It really is. You
Yeah.
don't see the danger until you're already caught in the web. And here's the crucial part. His power, even though it seems absolute, isn't totally secure.
It's fragile.
Yeah, it's tied directly to his own youth, sure, but more importantly, it's tied to the Lost Boys believing in him. If they start questioning things, if they even think about growing up, his magic weakens. His control starts to fray.
Which is why Hook coming back is such a massive threat to him.
Precisely. Hook represents the doubt, the possibility of another way, and that directly threatens the source of Peter's power.
And Peter's shadow, the one that dances around.
In this version, it's way creepier. It's like an active extension of his control. It enforces his will across Neverland, a subtle detail, but it really amps up how pervasive and manipulative his power is.
So visually, how does Bates describe him? Still a boy.
Yeah, ageless, chillingly angelic, but there's this faint glow about him, described as like a dying ember of youth.
Ooh, nice image. Like something desperately trying not to go out.
Exactly. But then, the description says to look at his eyes, and his eyes hold centuries.
Centuries. So he's ancient.
It implies he's far, far older than he looks, trapped by his own fear, basically. Not just a boy refusing to grow up, but a tyrant forcing everyone else to stay stuck with him because he can't face his own mortality.
That's dark. A really tragic, twisted version of that character.
Which inevitably brings us to the crocodile. And that TikTok.
Yes, the sound everyone knows. The sound that supposedly terrifies Hook.
Right, that's the classic story. The croc ate his hand, is always chasing him. The ticking warns him it's coming.
But in The Boy Who Stole Time, that's not it at all, is it?
Nope. Bates completely shatters that idea. The crocodile's TikTok. It's not Hook's fear.
Whose fear is it then?
It's Peter's.
Peter's fear. Why?
Because the crocodile, with its relentless ticking, is the physical manifestation of time itself. It's the one thing in Neverland Peter cannot control.
Whoa. No.
It's this constant, unavoidable reminder that time does exist, that it is moving forward, and that his frozen little kingdom can't last forever. It's the ultimate disruption to his reality, everything he tries to deny.
Okay, that reframes it completely. And how does that connect back to Hook's clockwork heart?
Beautifully, doesn't it? Hook's heart ticks with time, a piece of Peter's own magic turned against him. It literally makes the crocodile mix time, part of Hook.
So time becomes forbidden knowledge.
Exactly. And every tick, whether from the croc in the distance or from Hook's own chest, is like a memory trying to resurface. A whisper of the truth Peter is desperately trying to smother. It's the constant counter-narrative.
So this whole story, it's not just good versus evil anymore.
Not at all. It's way deeper. It's a philosophical battle. It's control versus choice. It's the allure of staying a child forever versus the messy, necessary journey of becoming fully human.
Peter denies time. Hook embraces it.
And the crocodile becomes this terrifying mirror for Peter, reflecting his deepest fear right back at him.
So the crocodile isn't just some monster chasing a pirate. It's the truth. It's inevitability. It's the natural order Peter tried to banish.
And it just keeps coming back. Tick-tock. Closer and closer. And Hook isn't running from it.
He's running with it.
Yeah.
He's bringing that ticking reality back into Neverland's heart.
Yeah. It completely transforms the symbolism. The sound of villainous terror becomes the sound of the reluctant hero's weapon and the tyrant's deepest dread, the sound of reality pushing back.
Okay, so all this builds to the final showdown. And Bates's vision for this climax,
Mm-hmm.
it's less about sword fights, more about breaking a cycle.
Exactly. But before we get Hook versus Peter, we need to talk Tinkerbell, because she's crucial here.
She's not just the loyal pixie anymore.
No, Bates positions her as the wild card. She still cares about Peter, loves Neverland maybe, but she starts sensing something's wrong.
She sees Peter changing, becoming darker.
Yeah, more manipulative, more controlling, and she feels his magic isn't as strong, it's kind of fading, so she's torn. Loyalty versus the truth that Hook is starting to reveal. Her internal conflict is huge.
She's the key.
She's a linchpin. Her shifting perspective really sets the stage for Hook's return. And again, remember his goal, not to kill Peter.
Right, to break his hold, to dismantle the myth of eternal youth.
But think about that challenge. How do you convince kids who literally don't remember anything else that they need to grow up? How do you fight someone who controls reality itself?
It's a psychological war more than anything.
Totally. And Base's idea for the climax, it's intense. Hook confronts Peter. He takes out his old pocket watch, the one that ticks with his clockwork heart.
Yeah.
And he opens it. And this blinding light just pours out. The script calls it time itself, unleashed.
Whoa. Just raw time. What does that even look like? What happens?
The Lost Boys. They react instantly. They flinch, recoil, fall down gasping, and then they start aging.
All at once.
Yeah. Years, decades, flickering across their faces. All the time, Peter stole from them, rushing back in a single, overwhelming flood. Imagine the shock, the confusion.
Oh my God. The trauma of that moment,
Yeah.
but also the truth.
And Peter. He just shrieks. Pure terror. His body starts to glitch, flickering between the boy mask and his true, shadowy self. And that glow he had, extinguished, snuffed out. Time makes him vulnerable. Human, almost.
Wow. So what happens after the light fades?
Hook drops the watch, it shatters, and time is fully released into Neverland. The description is amazing, the forest breathes again.
You can almost hear it.
Yeah. Wind rustles, leaves fall, birds sing, time comes back, the world wakes up from that unnatural stillness.
And the Lost Boys, how do they react after aging like that?
It's chaos, but like liberating chaos. Tears, confusion, but also laughter. They look at each other, seeing these older faces, faces marked by years they never lived, and then they start remembering.
Their past lives.
Flooding back. Their real identities, the ones Peter erased. It's this huge, overwhelming, beautiful, messy awakening.
And Peter, what's left of him?
He's just small, slumped, diminished. The script says not evil, just a boy terrified. Terrified by time's return, by mortality. It almost makes him tragic. His villainy born from fear, not pure malice.
That's a really complex way to leave him.
Yeah.
And the ending for the Lost Boys.
It's called The Cost of Freedom, and it's really thought-provoking because not everyone leaves. Some Lost Boys might choose to stay, too scared of the real world of growing up.
That's realistic, sadly.
Yeah. But others go with Hook. They step out of Neverland and age immediately, embracing whatever comes next.
And Hook.
He watches Neverland fade. He knows he freed them, but he feels the weight of it all. It's not a simple happy ending. Freedom has a cost, right?
Yeah. And Bates leaves us with that quote.
The perfect summary. To grow up is not to lose wonder. It's to remember how precious time truly is.
Wow. That reframes everything. Growth isn't loss, it's gain. Awakening to how precious each moment is.
Exactly. It's powerful stuff.
So, okay. Processing all of that.
Yeah.
What does this actually mean? Have we just been looking at Peter Pan completely wrong? Was Hook the villain, or was he just framed? Like we talked about with Scar before.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other stories have we just accepted without questioning?
Right. And the themes Bates tackles here, fear of growing up, innocence corrupted, breaking cycles, time as a gift. The choice between control and freedom, it's also relevant.
And his vision.
Yeah.
It's more than dark fantasy. It's a psychological allegory, like you said, exploring youth as a state of mind, not just body. What it means to be fully human. Seriously, what kind of mind comes up with this?
I know. It's incredible.
Yeah.
His ability to just take these stories, we know these sacred cows, and just twist them, flip them, find the darker, maybe truer thing underneath.
It shows he's not afraid to challenge everything, even our childhood memories. That takes guts.
Totally. And you know, while we were digging into this whole boy who stole time thing, I kind of fell down a rabbit hole. Started looking into his other work.
Oh, yeah. What else is he cooking up?
Well, apparently he's got other wild takes, too. Like, I saw mention of something about Scar again from The Lion King.
Okay. Interesting continuation there.
Yeah. And then stuff about Gotham City, which, you know, makes you think Batman.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Dark city, dark themes. Seems up his alley.
And even the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is kind of random but intriguing.
Okay, TMNT. That's
Yeah.
a curveball. I wonder what the angle is there.
Right. And then, totally out of nowhere,
Hmm.
something about the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones.
Wait, the football team and the owner? How does that fit in?
I have no idea. But it just seems like his brain looks at any established story, fictional, real world, whatever, and just finds these hidden angles, the things nobody else sees that just change your whole perspective.
It's like he sees the world inverted or something,
Yeah.
finds the layers everyone else misses. You really feel like you're just scratching the surface of his creativity, you know? Makes you super curious.
Seriously. It's a lot to chew on. The idea that childhood innocence could be a trap.
Yeah.
It makes you question, well, everything, every story.
Definitely. What's really going on underneath? What's the interpretation we missed?
So, thinking about all this,
Mm-hmm.
what does it mean for you listening right now? If you were actually there, a lost boy in Neverland,
Yeah.
what would you do? Would you fight to stay young forever? Cling to that unchanging now?
Or would you try to escape?
Yeah.
Knowing that growing up, facing time and change and everything that comes with it, knowing it's maybe the scariest, but also the most vital thing we ever do.
It's a choice we all make, isn't it, in our own ways?
Yeah.
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, after this deep dive, I kind of want to dig into his other stuff now. Like, really, what is the deal with Scar? Or Gotham? Or what was he trying to say with Jerry Jones? Feels like we've only just started figuring this guy out.
Me too. Definitely more to explore there.
This episode is powered by NeonKore Media for stories they said were too real to tell.